Actually, this Indian the tourist guy came up to me and was like, "Oh, like let's come to my office." I was like, "Okay, like let's see what he has to say." And he was like, "Oh, you should go to Kashmir." And I was like, "Kashmir? Like, how am I going to go to Kashmir?" He's like, "No, like right now it's open and safe for tourists. Like you should go. We can book you on the flight in the next hour to get to Kashmir." I was like, "In the next hour? I just got to New Delhi. Like, what's going on?" I guess my most crazy travel experience was I ended up in Kashmir, India. So the year prior, I had never heard of Kashmir, and and on the internet or on the news or something, I had been introduced. Oh, Kashmir is this place. It's the most militarized zone in the world. But I saw how beautiful it was, and I was like, oh, one day I want to go there. So I ended up doing this 3-month trip after I lived in China, and I was supposed to hike in Nepal. But I had an infection from coral in my heel, so I decided to go to India instead. So I ended up booking this train in India, and when I went to the train station, I guess that I missed my train, and then somehow at that point I was exhausted from a full day of plane rides at that point, because I came from Sri Lanka, then to Chennai, India, then to New Delhi. So when I got there, I was just, I guess, ready to be sold. So, essentially this Indian, the tourist guy came up to me and was like, "Oh, like, let's, come to my office." I was like, "Okay, like, let's see what he has to say." And he was like, "Oh, you should go to Kashmir." And I was like, "Kashmir? Like, how am I going to go to Kashmir?" He's like, "No, like, right now it's open and safe for tourists. Like, you should go. We can book you on the flight in the next hour to get to Kashmir." I was like, "In the next hour? I just got to New Delhi. Like, what's going on?" So I was like, you know what? Do it. Just do it. Like, this is one of those life experiences that you wanted to have. So just go. So here I am on the flight to Kashmir. You're flying into the airport. It's it looks like a military zone. It's like, okay, this is pretty crazy. But I was going to stay there 5 days and stay on a houseboat the whole time. So I get to the houseboat, I make my day plans with my host there, the host of the houseboat. I'm okay, we're going to go hiking this day. We're going to go explore the city this day. So the first day, do my first hike. It's beautiful. I had a great time. Get back that night. Nothing's wrong. Go to sleep soundly. Wake up the next day. Go on my other hike. And when I get home, I think his name was Ari. He says something happened. I was like, "What do you mean something happened?" So he's like, "Come here, come look at the news. This is what happened. Pakistan, said they have a bomb, or the Indian president is saying that Pakistan has a bomb in the mountains here. They had told the people in Kashmir, that there was a bomb in the mountains that I was just hiking in that day." And I was like, "Oh my God, so what's going on?" He's like, "We're going to have to get you out of the country, tomorrow by flight, because the original plan was for me to just drive out of the country." But he's like, "No, there's roadblocks all across the Kashmir region now. There's no way for you to leave with the original plan. Tomorrow, we're going to have to get you, you have to leave. The Indian government is saying all tourists have to leave Kashmir." So, what he ended up doing was, because there was going to be a bunch of riots there, he's like, there's going to be riots. I didn't really understand what was going on. He books me in a hotel right next to the airport. So I get to that hotel, that night. And then the next day, it's just me and a guy from Bangladesh and another, Indian guy, I think from somewhere in southern India. And, we're all like, "Okay, what's going on here?" I don't know. And then we ended up, just, getting in the car and going to the airport. But it was crazy, because going to the airport, it was there was a bunch of people rioting in the streets. The police are holding everybody back. We're going in the car to the airport. And then, I guess we, after 3 days, I guess you could say, had to evacuate. Just the only people on the plane were, me, the other two, or tourists that were there, and then all these Indian soldiers that were, I guess, being replaced at that time in the region. So that story was pretty crazy, just because, I didn't really, you don't really expect that sort of thing to happen. Being from America, that would never happen in, the country, but then, you put yourself over somewhere else in more of a risque situation, and then that thing actually happens when you're there. You have to evacuate, it's crazy.